Hey guys, Andy here. So one of the things I think gets overlooked a lot by content creators, YouTubers, is lighting. I think it's really important to have a well-lit area, amongst other things. I remember watching a video where some guy was talking you through something on his phone. It was so poorly lit, the camera couldn't focus, it was bouncing around all over the place. So lights and audio are two things that are often overlooked. I've been upgrading my equipment over the last couple of months, new camera, new mics, and I thought, well, actually, let's have a look at different lighting options. So I did a bit of research, watched a few different videos, and I've come up with a couple of different lights to show you today. So let's first of all have a look at this one here, which is the, I don't know who Yongnuo, I don't know who that is, but they're both made by Yongnuo. Again, these are just sort of recommended by, there was one particular YouTuber, I need to look who it is, I'll try and remember to put his link down in the description because it was very handy, very useful. So this one is the YN600L. So it's got 300 LEDs at 3200 Kelvin, okay, and another 300 at 5500. That's the color temperature. So one's a very white color, the 55, I think, and the others are more of a yellowy color. So the actual light itself is there. So that's pretty big. It's got these barn doors on it, which I think just helps kind of refract the light into different areas. The stand, you might remember I did a video of that, the Manfrotto stand. I put that on myself because it's got a little screw at the bottom, so you can put whatever kind of stand you want on it. And I quite like because it is battery powered. Now again, I didn't realize these batteries they're like a standard. So I had this battery, or one of these batteries, on a camera monitor that I got, and I didn't realize it's like a standard thing, and I forgot what the standard is now. Let's see if I can get this one off. So this is an F550, but there's a bit missing from the beginning of that. It's a something F550. So they're for the Sony NP-F550. This particular one here, model RP-BC006. I'll try and pop that back in, there we go. But you can get bigger ones, so they're the smaller ones, I think, the F550s. You can get 750s and maybe even like a 950 or something. It's going to be a bigger battery. Because one of the things, so I use big, tall, standing lamps, which actually I think are very good. Hopefully you agree, I'm really well lit. But they're kind of, I don't have a big room. They're sort of tucked into places. They're powered in by the mains. If I wanted to go and film somewhere else, they're not easily moved. This thing, look, I can take it wherever I like. So let's now just take another look at the other lamp, which is more of a spot lamp. So again, it's by Yongnuo. This is the light itself. So again, it's got the barn doors, but it's more of a focused, like I said, it's kind of a spotlight. I didn't show you the back, the controls on the back of the other one, I'll show you them later. We've got some different options here for the color temperature. Again, you can have 55 or 3200. We've got straight up on and off. You can put AA batteries into this one, I think. If I get into, there we go. 6 of the suckers. So I think you're better off. I bought 2 of these in a charger for like £29, and then I've ordered from China the bigger versions, the 750s. I think they were £20 each. I ordered 2 of those. Because now I know they're a standard, I don't mind having a few of them knocking around. You can make sure some are always charged up. You can just switch them in and out whenever you need them. There is a power input there. I'm not sure what that needs. I'll try and look it up, I suppose. And again, I'll try and leave that in the description down below. In the box of this one, I like this, sorry, I didn't mention, it's got a stand. So that stand is actually just like a sort of hot shoe. I don't remember which way it comes off, there we go. That's like a hot shoe, can connect onto the top of your camera if you wished, or the little stand there is in the box, so you can literally put it wherever you want. You also get some funky filters that can just snap onto the front of it, so those could be quite handy. Now, I said I'd show you the back of this one in a bit more detail. So I'm going to turn it on for a second, and we see that lights up. I can scroll through what I'm selecting on the back, and basically, not with that, yes, with that one, sorry. So I'm on either the 55 or the 32s, and they have a separate power. So I can put that one to 20, I can go to the other side, put that one to 60. That one's on 20, that one's on 60. So that's quite cool. You can have them both at different, depending what color you want. You can also have it so you can check the battery, each of the batteries. You can also obviously got fine adjustments, where you turn fine adjustments off and you're going up in tens. So that seems pretty cool. Right, I guess now what we want to do is take a look at how they look. So I'm going to start off on the white, turn it back on, go into the white, and I'm going to crank it right the way up. Wow, I mean, that is bright, that is really bright. I'm going to pop it over on the side there. And you can see straight away the difference, hopefully. I mean, that is really bright. It's kind of blasting out that side of my face. So let's tone it down. Let's get onto the right one. Let's go down to 29, look. I mean, it's still very bright. I'm going to turn off this main front. And I think you kind of, you overdo that side, and that side's a bit in the darkness, which is where you would want the second light. So if I turn this second light off behind, that obviously makes it even worse. If I was to put it there, then it's blasting. Whoa! So the problem with LED, so it is a sharp light. It will cast shadows. Let's try now switching it over. So let's turn that down. Switch it over to the warm colour. You see that's more of a yellow. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera. Which isn't too bad, but again, you want something to help the other side, which is where I'm going to bring in this one. Now this one I had been imagining, put that over, and again I've got, on this one, I can turn it, if I go to 5200, that's up at full, but I can turn that all the way down, up, down, and let's go over to 3200, turn that up, and then I'm just going to pop this on the desk on the other side. And now it's still I'm still a bit dark at the top here, and so for me it's not actually ideal. I think I was possibly better off with my other lights. Now the other reason I like this freestanding spot is they talk about how you should backlight yourself. I kind of just see a lot now because I keep looking in these lights, which are really bright, which should help give you a bit of a cutout around. Maybe it's a bit too low down, and my chair kind of gets in the way as well, I suppose. But if otherwise, there's a good chance that everything around here just fades into a darkness and you don't necessarily see where my head ends and the darkness behind begins. So the idea being you have a spotlight around the back somewhere, which helps give it that sort of definition. So of course there's the filters. So this is the spotlight at the front. I've got the large panel behind me. I'm not sure that's doing much or not. See that? And I've got the white filter on the spotlight. This is the amber filter, amber with the orange t-shirt, bit of a weird combo, but that's the amber filter. Now I've put the blue filter on to see what that looks like. Should be a bit of a colder image. I can see a bit of a blue sort of glow on my face now. And finally the red filter, which actually when you've got it on looks quite pink because obviously the bright light shining through, but this one is the red filter. I should point out in the box, there's also a remote for the large panel. So if I just use the remote to turn up, wow, or I can turn that down. I can turn up the orange light. So that's kind of cool. And also there is this sort of handle, but with a hole up the bottom of it. So I think you can screw that and then drop that on. So I'm going to try that on my normal light stand. There we go. So that makes for a bit more of an interesting setup with the main big light up on my stand. It's a bit higher above me. The spotlight is down here with the white diffuser filter over it. And I can sort of adjust the light there, too much, bring it down. And actually that's not too bad. I could do with that being angled perhaps, and I could probably still do with some reflective shields to try and take out some of the shadows a little bit to an extent, but I feel like that's a bit of a better look. Again, quite dark behind me, but I'm very well lit up hopefully. So yeah, not too bad. So we've maybe arrived here at something that I quite like. I've got my regular standard, the one I've been using previously, front right. I've got the big square panel off to the left using a fairly low, the warm 3200 lights. I say fairly low, 20 or 30. I've used the remote to get it to where I want. And in fact, let me show you if I turn that off. That's what we would be like before. Obviously, I would have my other normal big light would be there, but then we turn that back on. And then behind, we've actually got the spot lamp just illuminating my background a bit, which I think gives it generally a better look. I mean, again, let me know what you think in the comments. So the big light, the YN600L, at the moment is $79.24 on Amazon with Amazon Prime delivery. The small spotlight is $46.62. I just like the options it gives me. I love that they're battery powered. I've got the filters on the spotlight should I need them. I've got the diffuser on there at the moment. I love the flexibility that they give me, that I can stick it on a tripod, the big square one, I can take it outdoors with me. The spotlight's got its own little stand already, or I can clip it onto the camera. Because they're both battery powered and they're universal, again, I didn't realize they were universal batteries. That's great. So I can just get a stockpile of them almost. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I've run out of battery power. No, I've got 3 more batteries ready to go straight in. So I quite like the options it gives. I hope that this has helped some other YouTubers perhaps thinking, oh, maybe I should have a look at my lighting and see what I can do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget, obviously, to subscribe if you haven't already. And you might also want to check out some of the other videos on my channel while you're here. Go and have a look at my website, andrewandy.uk. But otherwise, my name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.